Hey everyone, welcome to Lillian Live in New York City. Tonight we have an awesome guest. He's my really close friend, Anthony Cosenza. We used to work together back in the day at Equinox, one of the top gyms in the world. And today he's going to be talking about his gym that he owns, and he's going to be talking about empowerment. So Anthony Cosenza, he's the owner and operator of CrossFit Total Empowerment, located in Carle Place, New York. That's in Long Island. CFTE is a company that not only focuses on your fitness goals, but also focuses on your internal personal goals and your mindset training. They get to the root of your why. Anthony combined his skills as a certified professional coach and energy leadership master practitioner with his CrossFit for both his members and his staff, resulting in very positive outcomes. Anthony also counsels individuals privately to help take them from where they currently are to where they want to be. You can reach Anthony on Instagram at CrossFit, CrossFitte. Little later on, I'll be showing that to the audience so they can make note of that. And now, without further ado, my buddy, Anthony. Hey, Ant.
Hey, Lil. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Yeah, you look great.
And so do you, as usual.
Thank you. I miss you. I miss working with you. We had such a great camaraderie back in the day when we were in a pre-sale office for Equinox, which meant there was no Equinox. We were selling Equinox unseen. And we had so much fun, didn't we?
We did. During the recession, too.
It was during the recession. But
yeah.
You know what? That doesn't faze you because, Anthony, we had another big deal here in New York during 9/11. And at that time, I have to tell the viewers that Anthony, even though he's so humble, in his first year at Equinox, he won the most prestigious award of Equinox, which was Club of the Year. First year at a club in Tribeca, like 2 minutes from the disaster zone of 9/11, and he rocked it. And look at him, he's all humble. Anyway, yeah, and you did that. And then you fast forward a few years down the road, and he comes into Equinox where I'm working, and I was like, who's this new guy from Long Island, this Italian macho guy working with us? Oh my God, he's gonna be like this macho dude. And you know what? He couldn't be further from that. And I'm not just saying it because he's on, but he's awesome and humble, and I've learned a lot from him. And one thing I have to say, he's so introspective, which has helped him, build his business. And on top of that, he's a perfectionist. So, and he's much more, which we could talk about later. But tell me, Ant, how'd you start your business in Long Island with CrossFit, and then moving on to the master practitioner?
Well, first I just want to say it's CrossFitte.com, CrossFitte.com. And yes, I got into it. I've always been into fitness, when I started way back right out of high school, and I was working out, and I was a little thin guy. I was 128 pounds at the time, and I'm working out, and I noticed I had some muscles right after my workout. I said, holy cow, this is great. So I go home, I drive home from the gym, and they're gone. I said, what happened? So I wanted the same feeling. So I'm back the next day, and then eventually it just started sticking around. I really didn't know much about fitness. I was just going and kind of observing, the big bodybuilders in the gym at the time. And then I guess just through, the truth is through my personality of just saying hello to the owner all the time, he brought me into a room and said, listen, you're always smiling, and I need a weekend guy. I want to hire you. So I said, well, I have a job. He says, well, quit your job right now and you're going to come work for me. So I called my company and I actually gave my 2-week notice, quit the job and started working at the gym. And just on pure passion of what it did for me, as far as, the results, working out the way I felt, I started selling memberships, and I thought it was just part of my job. Somebody comes in, they want a membership. I think back then I was getting $8 an hour. It was cash, so that was good. I received a paycheck. Well, I received cash. I received about $600 for working, 2 days a week. I said, "What the heck is this?" I said, "I think you overpaid me." So he said, "No, that's commission." And I said, "Okay, explain to me how this commission works." So he explained the commission. I said, "This is awesome. I mean, I get to do what I love." I didn't really feel like it was work, and I started selling. So, through that, started getting into, natural bodybuilding and, really starting to understand how, the muscles work. And somebody had mentioned to me, the muscle mind connection, which we can talk about later maybe. But I started seeing, lasting results, and I was feeling great. And my goal was to gain 100 pounds out of high school doing it naturally, which I did. And then once I did, I wanted to lose it all because it wasn't all muscle. Some of it was fat. I've always been, from what I thought, a happy-go-lucky kind of guy. I got in a few, relationships. They didn't last much. And one that I thought was going to be, the real relationship, the one, wound up being like a total surprise. We broke up, and it was on April 1st, so I thought it was a joke. I said, and all this stuff where, we're talking about marriage and kids and all this crap. And I was thinking to myself, like, hey, I'm too young for this. Like, I was actually the one feeling pressured to, make that money and, try to, save this girl. So she wound up breaking up with me, and I didn't see her. I didn't hear from her. Didn't tell me why, nothing. So I fell into like what I think might have been like a depression. And I had, a brave individual named Dan. And Dan, hopefully, if you're watching, thank you. He approached me several times, and he said, "You need to see somebody." And I said, "I'm not seeing anybody."
See somebody in terms of help?
Yeah, as help. And I said, "There's no way, because I'm Italian and I'm a man, and you don't do that type of shit. So I'm not seeing it." Yeah, we're not going. So he says, "You're going." He was actually a lot bigger than me, a lot taller than me. And he says, "I'm calling my father right now." I said, "Why are you calling your father?" He's like, "Because you're seeing him later." So actually, he said he has time on the Friday, whatever. So I went there, and it was one of the best things I did, because I think I'm going to this therapist to help me. How can I get back with this girl? Like, what do I need to do? What's the advice? And it was more focusing on me, like what I was attracting into my life. How was I being? How was I showing up? And through his unorthodox therapy, because I didn't expect that, which was, I think, based on most of like the law of attraction and, just like attracts like, I applied what we went over, and I did the work because I didn't want to feel what I was feeling, because I didn't like the way I was feeling. I was, it was hard for me to get, to work out, something I loved. I didn't want to be around people. I just wanted to stay home and do nothing. But through that work, I got better, and I started attracting things that I wanted. I actually found out what it is that I truly wanted. So things just started happening in my life. Obviously we crossed paths. I didn't think the fitness industry was something I wanted to stay in, because, maybe that was the issue. But all along my path, I went through, I stayed in the industry. I went through Equinox, which was something that was aligned with who I am as a person. And I excelled in the company pretty quickly, met people like you, and I continued that growth, because he was out in Long Island and I started working in the city, and I just continued that, life coaching with someone else who still coaches me. And I was now like a dear friend and mentor. And I said to myself, how can I combine what I learned from the therapy, because it's not orthodox therapy. I'm not going to sit there and tell you what's wrong with you and send you to the store to go get a medication. That's not what I'm going to, which is fine for people that need it. It's this, not knocking it, but this was actual work that was not easy because you have to go internal. And I said, how can I combine that with fitness and, really attract those people and, let them be who they are, knowing that it's okay to be who they are in my gym and, judgment-free zone. So that's why I became a life coach.
Well, I have to say, the fact that you were open to receive that and are open is probably, a big portion of why you're so successful. Well, I mean, that was huge. Like you said, you're an Italian guy from Long Island. I mean, when I met you, I thought, oh, macho, but no way. You might look macho, but inside we know how you're a softie. And I think that's huge. And it worked for you. I mean, you're right. It's a lot of work. People don't want to do the work, and it's amazing. And I may add, as you did say earlier, you started getting muscles and you liked it, and look at you now. You're like busting out. So then you continued and then you applied it, right? And then what?
And then it kind of evolved. I went through, a company poached me. So while I was at Equinox, I lost my father, which was detrimental. It was really rough on us and the family. And I got to tell you that if I wasn't getting the help or getting the mentor and coaching that I was getting, I don't know what would have happened. I look back at my old self and say, like, how some of the things, how I could have reacted. And,
you were pretty stoic. Well, I was there during that time I worked with you, when your father and you just kind of just kept going like you were on autopilot.
Well, there were moments when I had to be vulnerable, and I knew that as a leader, at work, it was not ideal to sit there and be vulnerable in the middle of everything. So I had my secret hiding spots in the gym where I would go and do what I needed to do. But it was tough because I became, the man of the family, in a snap, and I had to, really bring the family together. And I feel like, if I did so in such a way where we all came together as one, and we really, really, really helped my mom, who is definitely the rock of the family. I mean, I know I might say that I am and the leader, but my mother, God bless her, she's something else. But through all of that and what many people would look at tragedy, because it's I would do anything and give anything to have my father back, but because life dealt us this experience and we had to deal with it the way we did, I felt that being coached and with all that practice leading up to it and all those doing the work helped keep me centered and responding versus reacting to my family, and just understanding that my brothers and sisters are younger than me. They're going to have different reactions to this, and how to really handle it, and then handling a high pressured company at the same time, which they were very graceful with. They were very great, but after a certain time, they want to see those numbers as any other company would, and it was great. But I took all that stuff, everything I learned, and it's something, because my father used to say to me, "You're going to own your own business one day," and he used to tell me that as a kid, and I think that's so important. So maybe it stuck with me all these years subconsciously, and I didn't really realize it, but. He's like, you're going to own your own gym. You're going to own your own business. You're going to own your gym. And ever since I was young, I can remember 8 years old, you're going to own your own business. I can see how you are with your friends,
Well, you're a leader. You're a leader. You're a leader. And I remember you always saying to us as your team, I want to prepare everybody. I want to prepare you guys to do the best you're doing. Otherwise, I'm not doing my job. Like you always wanted to pass that on.
Right. And you guys did. You guys did, and then you found something better and left me. But anyway, so yeah. So I really thought even back then that this is something I can see in my future applying, coaching. So I went and got certified by a company called IPAC, Institute of Institute of Professional Excellence in Coaching. And I didn't know that they had like a life coaching school or a college or any type of institute to certify you. I thought it was just like these gurus or these monks that, happen to just be, that travel the world and came back and just wanted to spit wisdom and knowledge to you. But it was such a great company, and it kind of put things in somewhat of a structure on how to life coach. And then, you can take that and you just evolve from there. You take what you can. So I said, there's this energy leadership index assessment that people can take, and it basically tells you how you show up on a daily basis, your average resonating energy level. And it gives a coach an idea of, what needs to improve or what areas you can work on. And that's usually how I start with my clients, is I give them the energy leadership assessment. I had all my coaches at the gym take it, which was great. And little by little, there are some members or some outside people that have heard about what we do. They wanted to take it, so we let them take it. And there are, through that, just on how we're being, we've had people come up to us and say, how are you the way you are? And that's great, because I don't actually promote the fact that I'm a life coach. I just try to be me, and I tell coaches to be them. And they get, one-on-one, clients all the time. And, I have a few clients now at this point. I mean, it's a little difficult right now with with everything going on with the kids and everything, but I love my clients. I have a lot of great success stories, which I asked them if it was okay for me to share, and they said yes. I just want.
I was going to ask you about some of the success stories, but before I do, I want to say thank you for coming on tonight, because I know, you're such a hands-on dad. I remember you vacuuming with your kids strapped on. Unbelievable, Mr. Dad and Mr. Mom. And I know you
through that. Actually, he didn't wake up during the vacuuming, which is remarkable.
Yeah, I know that you took off from the karate, football, hockey, and baseball. So I just want to say thank you for that. You really are an awesome dad. But I guess what you're doing, what you're doing, which is positive, hits all areas of your life. So tell me about the success, some of the success stories, because I've seen it. I've heard about it, and I'm very proud, and I want to hear about it. So tell everyone.
Well, I think for my personal successes, the one thing is that I am a father. Oh man, you're gonna get me. And personally,
tissues.
I don't have any of them right now, so I can't cover it up. But they're my world, and they are my why. They are the reason I do what I want to do. And my goal back then was to create a life where I can spend more time with my family. And with the business, the hard work in the beginning, first few years, really paid off, because even though I was working, from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. and then coming home and hoping to wake up my son just so he can say hi to me, well, not even say anything because he was an infant, but just so I can see him and hold him. And if he woke up at night, I would want to go in there and just hold him and hug him. I had all weekend with him. But I worked my butt off to create that life where, the balance is I really wanted to be with my family. And I wanted that freedom. And I created it. So that was my why. And for my success, I married my best friend. She's amazing. We actually went to high school together. We even went to middle school together. She dated all the older guys, and I dated, girls my age or younger. And she was someone I never thought that I would ever date, because she was always dating older guys. I said, she's never going to go for a guy like me. Plus, in high school, I was a little puny guy. I said, no way. But out of nowhere, I don't know if everybody remembers MySpace. She MySpaced me and said, I had a dream about you. We need to hook up sometime, like meet up and, see how you are. So I said, okay. And that night we met at her, I took the train from the city to her house, to her apartment. And we've been together ever since.
That's awesome.
I proposed to her on the train platform where we, reconnected again. So it's great. She's a great mother.
Yes, I was at the wedding. Everything was awesome. Tell me about your successes with your clients.
So my successes with my clients. So I have one member who, of my training program, that, not the gym, one member of my training program, that really wanted to I guess she was stuck. She wasn't happy with herself. She was unloving towards herself. She didn't like the way she looked. She would never post on social media because she would always feel, that she didn't look good or she didn't look pretty enough. And she really wanted to lose weight. So I took it upon myself. I said, we're going to get you. What are your goals? And the external goals was she wanted to lose 200 pounds.
Wow.
Okay. That was her external goal. The internal goal was she just wanted to love herself. She wanted to learn how to love herself. She's been told that she's not good enough her whole life. She's been made fun of as a kid. And it was a lot of this, just experiences in her life that were unfortunate that made her believe that she was believing that she's not good enough.
Yeah.
So,
you hear it enough.
When you hear it enough, I guess, yes. And using the I learned in IPAC and through all the mentors I've had in my life, we applied them, and she lost her weight. She was 360 pounds. She went down to 160 pounds. People starting to tell her she looks like a little girl. And she's, in her late 40s. So she's not a little girl. And now she can't stop posting on Facebook. She can't stop posting on Instagram. So I said, you know what, maybe we have to coach you on that, the fact that you're posting way too much now on how we get that. But it brings joy to my, and she, she's called me her pocket angel. Every time she speaks to me, and she'll, when I see her, she's very, very, very grateful and appreciative of what we learned. And the thing is yes, I can coach you, but the work starts after the session. It's not in the session. Yes, we do work. We uncover what we uncover in the session, but the work starts when you leave. And she was dedicated. She was committed. I think she just felt so tired of feeling what she was feeling. And she wanted more. She wanted better. And, the good news of this is that when if you have kids and whatnot, you take that with you. And you can pass that on to your kids just by the way you're being. So if your kid has an issue with that, or if someone makes fun of, or with this bullying, and you've experienced it, and you've been coaching, this is wisdom. This is stuff that sticks with you for the rest of your life that you can tell people, and you can share this with people. And just think about the legacy and all the things that you're going to leave back for your children and for even your relatives. And when they see you, being the change that you want to see in others. I mean, it really does work.
It's amazing. It's really amazing.
Yeah.
So I know that. What's that?
I have one more with a couple that
yes, tell me.
Which which requires a little more time, but it's great.
No, go ahead.
Couples
I'm gonna put my feet up.
Yeah, no, I say in this when coaching a couple, it's usually it's a longer session, and they were on the brink of divorce, at each other's necks, and with one or two sessions, I mean, the shift was incredible. They now, they set up their schedule as far as date night. We made them realize what, and I say we because it's everyone. It's not just me. It's everyone that's in the session. We made them realize what's more important. Like, what's the most important thing? What really matters? What are the simple things in life that really, 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 truly matter? And when you ask that question and you really put your intentions to it, you're going to find out. And if they're in alignment, which they were, thank God, they stayed together and they worked it out. And now they have 2 kids, and it's cool. A third on the way,
Just those simple. You should be the godfather. Just those simple questions made them realize, like, I mean,
well, there's more to it, but just that simple. That's the root, right? Like getting to your why. Like what matters most? What matters most? Why did you guys get married? What do you see in each other? It's bringing them back to the beginning of the relationship. What caught your eye? Like what attracted you to this woman? What attracted you to this man? What do you love about it?
But what about the fact that sometimes that goes away, and things change, and what do you do?
Yeah. You bring it back to the first time. You bring it back to the why. What attracted? If things go away, it's usually because of something, right? There's something that's not in alignment or something that falls out of alignment. So you can bring it back. Yes, there are a lot of couples that, they might get married for the wrong reasons. They might even say, listen, I don't even know why I like them, and for me, I was going out searching, girls that just looked great. If I thought they looked great, that was it. I didn't care about their personalities or anything like that. So when I realized that, you know, I was like, holy cow, I'm really attracting just trophies. I'm not attracting, well, to me, what I thought were trophies, you know. Now I have the best trophy you can ever ask for. I have it all. I have the Stanley Cup. I have everything. She's everything. She's beautiful. She's beautiful inside and outside. And it came to me. I don't want to say it was effortless because, you know, I put some effort into it, but it just came to me. And I believe in that. I believe, like, if, you know, things do happen in your life when you're in alignment with who you are and what you want, you know, they're called coincidences, right? But are they really coincidences? Who knows?
Right.
You know?
No, you're right. You know, there's a book called, what is it called? The Celestine Prophecy.
Yeah.
And it's about coincidences that it's talking about. It was a manuscript found in Machu Picchu in Peru. Talks about how there is no such thing as coincidence.
There's no such thing. No, it's not. I mean, but that's what we refer to on the, you know, on the human level, right?
Right.
Coincidence is it really? I mean, you finally figured out what it is that you want, and now all these things. So maybe you're just, you know, more aware, more in alignment with what it is that you truly want.
So you do think, in terms of, you know, the title for the Today Show, A Life of Total Empowerment, Living It Your Way. You do think that you as a person, all of us, we could bring in what we want, and we can be empowered and live it our way.
Yeah, total empowerment isn't really something you get. It's something that you are, and we help you uncover that within yourself, right? So once we uncover what total empowerment is, there's work, because you're so conditioned, right? So it does take work. It's not like, oh my God, I know what it is that I want, boom. And then, you know, it might last for a few days. Then afterwards, your brain might jump in and your thoughts might come in. Now, you know, you don't want that stuff. You know, you want that. No, you have to really be true, you know, true to what it is, and almost recondition your mind and recondition your heart. Actually, it's really what it is breaking from the mind and getting more in tune with your heart. And when you get more in tune with your heart, you bring forth what it is that you are in alignment with and what you really want.
Do you think everyone knows what they want? Like, everybody knows what they want? What if they don't know?
Then they need a good coach. You know,
you better call Anthony.
You know, but no, sometimes no. There are people that are. I mean, I didn't know what I wanted. What do you want? I don't know. I thought, because, you know, sometimes you get overwhelmed and you think you need to know the answer right now. You need to know and it's okay. You don't need to know the answer right now. You don't need to know what you want. You can say, I don't know, for a while, but as long as you're intending to figure it out, what it is that you want, and really, you know, meditating on it, thinking about it, trying to just center yourself and what it is. And then you can, you know, you can find yourself, like, what are the habits that you're doing? What are the things that you do that are so simple that you love when you're at home, when you're at work? What do you catch yourself doing? You know, I knew I wanted to work out my whole life, but I didn't know I wanted to work out my whole life. I mean, I loved Superman since I was a kid. I mean, he was big and strong. He could lift buildings and do everything, save the world. And here I am as a life coach, and I work in fitness. So there are things, like, you know, when you look back, it's like, shit, I really wanted to be Superman. You know, like, oh.
Well, you are, in a way.
So
you do think that the mind body is completely connected?
I do think it's connected. I think the mind has an effect on the body in many ways. I think, you know, through, like, what we just talked about is, you know, the habits, you know, or just your default mechanism, right? When you default into something and you're conditioning, how do you know? You know, we've been in fitness, you know, together. And how many times we sign up somebody, say, my New Year's resolution, I'm going to work out 5 days a week. I'm going to get a trainer, and this is what's going to happen. And then after the first month, they never show up again. But they're paying for all this time. And they're like, yeah, I'm wasting this money and da-da-da-da. Excuse me. It's mostly because their mind is telling them, like, well, you could be doing this. You know, don't go to the gym. Go out with your buddies and have a beer. Go, you know, stay home and watch the game. And, you know, you're too tired. You know, you woke up at 5 o'clock yesterday. You can stay in today. Now, not saying there aren't times for rest, and you can definitely go out and have a drink once in a while. And if you want to have a pizza here and there, go right ahead. But it's that mindset. And once your mind and your ego takes control of it, anything can happen. It's also, the mind has an effect on your nervous system, you know, and on your emotion. So if you'd like, I could actually, you're up for an exercise?
Yes.
Okay, sure. Do we have time?
Yep, we do.
All right. So you're just going to listen to me. but you have to do what I say. Okay. With your permission. I'm not going to have you do anything crazy, but I just want you to get a feel of what it is I'm talking about. So I learned this, way back when I got certified as a life coach at IPEC. So, okay, I want you to close your eyes. Now take a deep breath. Okay. Now hold your hands out like you're about to receive something. Okay, great. All right. So what I'm going to do is you're going to use your imagination. I'm just going to take an orange. I'm going to take a lemon and I'm going to put the lemon right in your hand. Okay. So now what I want you to do is I want you to take your hands and like kind of caress the lemon, feel the lemon, feel its texture. Okay. What a lemon feels like. And now this lemon is the biggest lemon you've ever encountered before. Okay. Okay. I want you to bring it up to your face. Okay. I want you to smell it. Take a deep breath. Get that in there, guys. Smell that lemon. Yes. Okay. And now what I'm going to ask you to do is open your mouth as wide as you can.
I might have cavities. I don't want to show them, but okay.
And take a chunk. Take a nice bite out of this lemon.
Okay.
Okay. Now, did you experience? Did you do it?
Yeah. My mouth started watering. Right.
Is there a lemon?
There's no lemon.
There's no lemon. So your mind can play tricks on you, there's no, so when you imagine you had a reaction, a bodily reaction, to something. I'm sure I screwed that up somewhere along the line. I'm sure there's other things you got to add to it. So Mark, if you're watching, don't get mad at me. But I haven't used that ever. This just came to me now. But your mind does, have its way with your body. So it's also good to be, on guard of your mind. Be on guard of the thoughts that come into your mind. So if a thought comes in, sometimes these thoughts aren't even your thoughts. They're somebody else's thoughts, and you're thinking it. It's like, oh, what's this? But you just observe the thought, and if it doesn't feel right, you just let it pass. I know I'm making it sound, easier than it is, but through the work, there are ways to just be an observer, step back, have detached involvement. You have thoughts, they come in and you say, oh, that's an interesting thought. How did that get there?
Right.
It's cool. And you just sit with it. But if you actually reacted on every thought you have, you'd be in trouble.
You're right. You're absolutely right. What are you planning to do down the road? Like, what's next?
So being that the pandemic happened, we had a lot of time to think on, I had a lot of time to think on what it is and how I, maybe possibly want to rebrand. I'm going to rebrand. But I want to really act out and feel out the meaning of what total empowerment truly means. I want to bring that into fitness, because we're doing a little bit of it now, just like surface stuff, we're doing with the stretches and the breathing, and what I'm doing with the actual coaches when I coach them. But I want to now express what it is to be total empowerment, getting members and getting the coaches and everybody to just be all of you. So the rest is a secret, because we like to evolve, and definitely during this time, there's a time for us to an opportunity for us to evolve in a way that is more in line with who I am as a person, and I think who the members would love to be part of, any member to be part of. So it's going to be something like you've never seen before, and that's all I can say. I'm really, really excited for it. But when we launch, I'll definitely shoot you an email, and if you want to have a follow-up call, we can, and what it is that we're doing. But it's exciting stuff. So
I have to say, I'm looking at some comments, and I'm hearing that somebody's saying that you look like Superman, and they liked when you said responding versus reacting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know I'm a big reactor.
No.
I'm a big reactor. But you gotta love me, right?
Yes. I'm afraid on how you react if I don't.
Well, I want to say that, yeah, I would love for you to come back on in a few months when you rebrand and move forward. Mm-hmm. You're always up to something really good. I wish I could see you. I think we can soon. But I admire you from the day you walked into that office, and I was like, oh my God, who is this one from Long Island? But you know what? You're all that and a bag of potato chips. So I'm really happy that you took the time today. And by the way, everybody, if you want to get in touch with Anthony, you can reach him at IG at CrossFit. That's FITTE.
And you can show my personal one if you want.
I don't have that up.
No problem.
So everybody, thank you. Thanks, Ann. And
thank you for having me.
Thank you, and we'll see everybody next week. And to see more about what I'm up to, check out hpvalliance.org. Thank you.
Thank you.